Okay, welcome to the Leontessa Effect, a space where courage meets wisdom and evolution is the only constant. This is for people who refuse to play small, who lead with strength, speak with purpose, and embrace the fire within. Here we dive deep into health, self-discovery, and the unseen forces that shape us. It's time to unlock your power, trust your intuition, and step fully into who you are meant to be.
Just a fun Q&A for episode 10. Yay.
Let's take a quick second to wish Aisha a happy birthday!
Oh, he goes, yes, let's make it spicy. Oh, this is going to be kind of fun, I guess.
Oh gosh, what is it?
Give me 10 questions. So the first one is, if your vibe were a color, and you already have colors on, what shade would it be and what would it taste like?
Oh, wow. Okay, you want me to answer that? That's hard to
Well,
answer.
I can read all of them to you if you want, and then you could pick one.
I can answer that, but I don't think like that's hard to pick. I could pick my vibe right now, but my vibe
Okay.
changes.
Yeah, 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 do it. Okay. All right. Your intrinsic vibe then.
I feel like I'm like a purple.
Okay.
Purple, like a lilac purple.
Yeah.
And then it would probably taste like hmm.
I know.
I have like a couple things I want to say because I want it to taste like fruity, but I feel like the texture would be like cotton candy.
Oh, she took it further. I like it. Okay. So fruity,
Like I don't want it to taste like cotton candy, but
but
it
the texture of cotton
texture,
candy,
yeah.
but fruity instead of sugary.
Yeah.
And your lilac purple, so like a pastel-y purple.
Hmm.
Okay, how come you textured like cotton candy?
I don't know, that's just what was in my head.
I love it.
So I just said it. What about you?
If your vibe were a color, what shade would it be and what would it taste like? I feel like I don't know why it came to mind, but if my vibe were a color, what shade would it be? Like the color of like pomegranate juice still in the seed. And what would it taste like? It would taste like it would man, it's a hard question. It would taste like what a really good life tastes like. I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
If I had to give it an actual flavor, it would be like high citrus, like tangy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Sensory personality test disguised as a color wheel. It says that's what that question is for. Okay, the second one. The most
Great.
useless skill you're secretly proud of.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you have one you can go first?
Um, I mean the first thing that comes to mind is like walking handstands because nobody cares till you're doing it and like when am I ever gonna use it?
Yeah.
Never. Never. Um, my most useless skill I'm secretly proud of.
Oh, it's useless.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Um, most useless skill I'm secretly proud of. Oh, well, it's not useless though. I was gonna say pattern recognition, but that's everything. Um, that's hard.
Yeah. When you said walking handstands, I thought of like what I posted on Instagram today of me like doing dead hangs or like practicing my grip strength because I won't ever I probably actually ever need to hold on to the edge of a cliff, but that's what I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of go, yeah.
I'm
Just these
like,
skills
okay,
we've
like if
developed in
this,
the gym.
yeah, if this was life or death, how long can I hang on right now? Only about a minute and 10 seconds. So,
That's pretty good though, with one arm.
oh no, 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 no,
Oh, okay. I'm like, holy shit, girl.
no.
That's really good.
I can only do like with one arm so far, I think I've only done like 12 max, 12 seconds.
Okay, yeah, that's hard. I would for a little while I was trying to learn how to do a one arm pull up. That it's that's a whole other ball game.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. Which movie would you live inside for a week and who would you be in it?
Oh, wow. Okay. I have two different thought patterns here. This is what I thought of. First, I thought of like Soul Surfer, but obviously, like, do you know that story?
I think so. Remind
His
me.
arm bit off by a shark. So I
Oh,
don't
yeah, yeah, yeah.
really
Uh-huh.
want that part of it, but I would love to like live in a movie where it's like surf vibes. So then,
Yeah,
but then my next thought was all those mermaid movies. Like, I would love to be a mermaid for a week.
that would be amazing.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
that?
your first movie, the have you seen Lords of Dogtown? Oh, you should watch it. It's totally if you like surfy stuff. Plus, it's based on a true story, like um the famous like skateboarders in California, like back in I think like the 80s or whatever.
Oh,
Lords of Dogtown, yeah, it's really good.
I'll have to write that down actually.
I would live. I really like the movie Inside Out, honestly. Like Inside Out or no, 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 no. I would want to live inside of Despicable Me and I would want to be one of the minions for
Yeah,
like a week just to play and like mess around.
that's valid. I love that.
That's cute. Yeah. Okay. What song would play every time you entered a room if life had theme music?
That's such a tough
Oh,
question. I
it's a
think,
hard one. I want to skip it. I don't like that. That's too hard.
yeah.
Because it depends on like, am I working out? Am I walking to the grocery store? Am I upset? What kind of mood am I in?
Yeah. Like that's like asking like what? Yeah, that question's asking, okay, if you were the main character in a movie, what song would you want to play every time you walk into the room? And then it would be the same ta song every time you walk into a room, but you're the main character, so it's always the same song playing.
Yeah, I don't like that question. Do better next time, Chat GPT. Um, what's something? Oh, okay, yeah. What's something that instantly makes you feel like a kid again?
I would say like running and swimming.
Okay, why?
I don't know. Like the other day I was on a run. I was on a run the other day and it was like so windy and every once in a while I would just put my arms out and like run
Yeah,
like I was an airplane and I'm just like and at first I was embarrassed. I was like, what are people thinking? And I was like, I literally don't care. It
yep,
felt so good and I like even like kind of like
yeah.
went like this and I'm like that feels so cool and it feels like it cools you off too. So
I did that the other on Easter. I went for we had a 6 mile trail run that we went and did, and I literally did that, and I moved like that, like that. That's so
Yeah.
funny that you said that.
It feels so nice. And then
It does.
swimming's just very joyful to me. I just like love being in the water and like I love to like play like me and my boyfriend like to play around and like try to like push each other under the water like just like play around like you used to play around like maybe with your siblings or like your parents or your whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I'm not interested at all. I'm looking at you like, no, I just got done telling somebody the other day. I'm like, listen, you get one warning for two things. Don't tickle me. And if I ask you to stop, you better stop.
Oh my
And they're
gosh.
always like, why? I'm like, because I will hurt you. And then like I'll tell everybody who has kids or somebody I'm like dating, I don't get in the water. I don't play. I don't horse play. And in fact, verbatim, I said to them, that whole like pretending to drown thing where you try to push me under, don't.
Oh my gosh. Why?
Because it freaks me out. I think I like drowned in a past life or something.
Maybe, yeah, that
I
makes
can't, no, I get angry. Like, don't mess with me in the water. Just leave me alone.
I really,
But
yeah,
that's cute that you guys do that. What?
I said I've really like I feel like I've only really done that with like my like dad or now my boyfriend. I would never do that with my girlfriends, I don't think. But
Please don't. You're coming to visit and I'm a little scared now.
oh my gosh. What's
Oh,
your
cute.
answer?
My answer?
Mhm.
That's tough. Coloring or like doing something with like painting or something. Because I'm just there's no like end goal to it. You just sit and do it.
Yeah.
If your soul had a hobby, what would it be?
If my soul had a hobby, surfing.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. Mine would be like putting really nice notes about people on the windshields of their car. So when they get in their car, they have a nice note for them. Like my best friend and I in high school, we sat down one night and we wrote out these like over 200 little pieces of paper that had Elton John lyrics written on them. And we went around her neighborhood and put them in like each windshield of each car so that they like were surprised with these notes. Like
Oh,
my soul, random acts of kindness would be my soul's hobby.
how sweet.
It's really, yeah, it was fun. I should do it more actually. Which animal do you relate to the most on your worst day and why?
Oh wow, plot twist right there.
Uh,
Um, a snapping turtle.
that's rough. I've always referred to myself as a cornered wet cat.
Oh.
Don't fuck with me. Like,
Yeah. I'll try to like avoid and retract and hide. But then if you push me, bro, if you push
and
me,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
snapping.
Give me a reason. I swear to God. Oh, this one's fun. What's one conspiracy theory you don't believe in but kind of want to?
Okay, this I went a couple different ways here, but my the final thing I thought is like, you know how everyone says we're in a simulation for real, that could be true. I like low key kind of want it to be true and I want to find out what you know what I mean? Like if we were all in a simulation, like I want to know I want to see it and why.
That's really interesting. I was just I just had a conversation with my coffee friend yesterday about that exact thing. We talked about like the Matrix for 3 hours and
Mhm.
how we're in it, like stepping out of it. And ooh, that's a good one. What's one conspiracy theory you don't believe in but kind of want to? Okay, this is gonna sound absolutely insane, but I can't. What's one conspiracy theory you don't believe in but kind of want to? Man, I kind of want to be a flat earther. You know,
What?
like, so I
Oh,
kind of want to be
flatter.
a flat earther. Yeah.
I thought that too, dude. I thought that too.
Those people are for real about it. They are so like literally have a show trying to convince people that the world is flat. I'm not a flat earther, but if I gave you a blank plane ticket and 3 hours to pack, ooh, where are you going?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to one of those I'm going to Hawaii and I want to
Okay.
stay in one of those resorts where you can like see the water underneath your floor.
That is a real thing.
Yeah, and then I want it to have like on the back porch, it's like a net you lay in that like kind of like goes,
Yes.
with some pillows. And then also I want during that vacation while I'm in Hawaii relaxing, I of course want to like go explore the mountains and stuff and like get in the water and everything.
I'm a freaking volcano. I can't wait. Well, I've had 3 months to pack and I'm going to Costa Rica. So,
Like, yeah.
but if it were a blank plane ticket and 3 hours to pack, where am I going? If I wasn't already going to Costa Rica, I would probably go to the Carolinas just because I hear that they're so pretty and I've never been to the East Coast. And I don't know, didn't say how long we're staying for it, but I've always wanted to see the Carolinas. I hear they're really, really, really pretty.
Yeah.
What's a tiny moment that made you feel alive lately? Like really alive?
Powerful. Hmm.
Going through those movements today for the high rocks was pretty interesting.
Was it different than what you expected?
Some parts of it, yeah. I think I was most surprised by the runs in between.
Mm.
I actually liked that the least because it's 1 kilometer. I don't like running inside. I don't like running in a fixed thing. So I was running on a wayward, like a air runner, basically, which I haven't watched any videos or anything for the competition, but I would imagine since it's inside, that's what we'll be running on.
We're running laps.
Is it laps? Okay, good, cool. Um, it was surprising how easy it was to be slower. Like I really had to make an effort to stay within that 6 minute range of for 1 kilometer, which like man, how do I it was just showing me how smart you need to be and like how you need to pace it. So once I got to like the third and the fourth one, it was like, okay, because it's 0.62 miles, right? So I already hate that because it's just a little bit further than half a mile. So in my brain, I'm like, all right, 0.62, I'll pick it up around 0.43, right? Because I know that's one lap. I got a quarter mile left. That's one lap. So I was starting to try and pick that up because I always start out too fast. And so if I know and have like checkpoints that I can like pick it up at, but you got to be on it. I mean, you got to like
Yeah.
be really keeping the pace up until that. And so my third one, I think it was my third one, was over 7 minutes. And I'm like, shit. But I felt like I was working enough to keep it in six. And I'm like, and then I think I was just reading the stats that I sent you. I think that puts me at like a 10:39 pace. So I wasn't even trying, like, it
Yeah.
was it was
Yeah.
cool though. And then I'm like, Jesus, man, I would still probably be working on it right now.
No, it's gonna be crazy. Just for everyone listening, so me and Aisha and then my friend Drew, and we're hoping to find another person. We're gonna go do a high rocks.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to talk about it or say that, so you can like take it out if you want. But
Yeah. Well, no, either way. I don't care if we tell everyone.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was testing out the each movement and how you're supposed to do it today, and
Well, some people
it's
might not know what a high rocks is. So a high rocks is a running event, where it's kind of a running event where there's stations. So there's going to be 8 stations that we do. And the runs aren't going to be like a normal track, though. They're laps, but it's not like a perfect track, depending on what place they're going to put our race in, what the arena is or whatever. But we'll run a kilometer in between each 8 stations, and we're going to have to do sled push, sled pull. We're going to have to do ski erg. We're going to have to do rowing. We're going to have to do weighted walking lunges. We're going to have to do 100 wall balls. And
uh
yeah, and then what's the other one I'm missing? Farmer's carry. I'm
yep,
excited for that. I feel like I'm gonna blast through that.
me too.
Um,
Because
and-
it's 35 pounds total, not 35 pounds in each hand. And I was walking with 35 pounds in each hand today, thinking it was
yeah,
so it's kettlebells that way. So it's 16, I think, 16 pounds in each arm. And I'm up to like On a good day, like 70 or 75 in each arm.
Yeah, and then we have to walk with them. I wrote it down, 200 meters. That's
Yeah.
8 laps in a pool, down, back, each being a lap. That's 8 laps.
I can't wait. I can't
I'm
wait.
so excited, dude. I'm so excited. And yeah, so we're gonna do that in November and it's gonna be super exciting. I'm so excited to like test my metabolic conditioning. Like I either run or I lift. Like we were just talking about this on another episode, like how I don't like hit, I don't like that kind of stuff. And then my friend asked me if I wanted to do it and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna do what I suck at."
Yeah, when you said that to me and I'm looking at the program that I'm putting together and I'm like, oh, fuck. Hypertropic movements, man. I don't want to do this. But there's like strength and whatever in there too. But it's kind of perfect because I just got done doing VO2 max conditioning for the PATS run that I did. So even like the stats that I threw up today in the even just that first little half, I think the elite people are doing the ski erg that 1,000 meters between like 4:30 and 5 minutes, and I broke 5 minutes today. I got like 4:58. It was barely though, and I was like, I don't know how you are at the gym, but like when I'm really in it, I don't care and I make a lot of noise because I don't want to stop, and it just helps me to like. I'm not obnoxious about it, but it was rough trying to get through 1,000 meters in under 5 minutes, and I almost didn't even get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been obsessing over videos on YouTube, watching everyone's strategies just to like have different things in the back of my mind while we're training to like think about and to try different strategies with like how to push the sled or which like I'm already thinking like when we're doing the lunges like to switch between more quad dominant and glute dominant if I have like equal amount like it's going to depend where I have energy, right? So like you're doing a lunge and you can do it either quad dominant or glute dominant depending on where your torso's at, right? And so I'm like, okay, like if my quads are just fucking toasted from whatever, or if my hammies are toasted from whatever, then I can like switch up the way I stand. So
That's fair.
I'm like I should practice doing those both ways to kind of see what's going to be like the better way, right? Because I'm more glute dominant right now, I would say, because I've spent so much time becoming glute dominant. So I'm like, it's just so complicated. Like I want to have every little like tool in my belt to not become a big
It's
noodle.
yeah, yeah, staying like having everything like well balanced and not having like an overdeveloped like part two. I was gonna say with the lunges that you're talking about, you could also like mess around with where the weight is distributed. So like try it carrying it on your shoulders or one shoulder and then switching or even like
I think
front racked,
I think
right?
there's going to be rules too, though. We'll have to
Yeah,
like look into that because I think it has to be on our back, both shoulders.
really.
I don't know. I just know if we drop it, we can get a penalty.
Okay, then I would either want to carry it in front of me or on my back, but also in front, that would be annoying for
No,
200
yeah,
meters.
I
Or
don't.
wait, no, it's 80 meters, I think.
The lunges are 100 meters. Uh,
Well, this is so funny. So early last year, when we started training for the Spartan race, I had everybody do the Impossible Mile. Do you know what that is? So the Impossible Mile is 400 meters of bear crawls, 400 meters of lunges, 400 meters of burpees, and then you run the last lap in. It's awful. It's absolutely terrible. And I had everybody that was training with me do it. I think it took us just over an hour.
my gosh. Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
like, okay, all right, burpee broad jumps. Okay. I I love that they gas you like in the front end of it because
Yep.
today I had like 320 on that sled. And I'm like, okay, all right. But you're exerting so much. And then to have the ass end of it be burpee broad jumps, rowing, and then wall balls at the end. I'm upset.
They
A
knew what they
hundred of
were
them
doing.
at 14 pounds.
They knew what they were doing, that's for sure. They knew how to really freaking kill us. The broad jump things, I've been obsessing over YouTube videos and I was watching people jump so far. And I'm like, that's a skill I'm definitely going to put in my arsenal because if I can jump way further and I don't have to do so many freaking burpees, win, 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 win.
Yeah, for me, I worry about whether like how well can I sustain that long jump because you're making up for the like you're exerting a lot of energy doing that.
I know, but I
Like
feel like I would
you're
exert,
right though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the burpees are the only the 80 meters, so it is a little bit shorter, longer than the sleds, but shorter than all the other ones.
I love burpees too, but the burpee broad jump, that's a whole different ball game.
I
I'm
just,
excited. It's gonna be like the closest thing to a CrossFit event that I've ever done. I've always wanted to do like CrossFit style training, but I like this more because the movements are just they're not as they are in their own way, but they're not like as intense as like CrossFit, right? Like the weight portion of it,
yeah,
it's functional and it's fluid.
yeah.
And I really, really enjoy that part of it. And I like that it gets like broken up. And then the girl that I've been harassing to like do it, I'm like, okay, you can't be texting me these things saying you're feeling strong in the gym and not wanting to do this.
I
Just say
know.
yes. Did you see my text too? I'm like, so get pregnant after. Like, dude.
You were like irrelevant. No, just get pregnant after.
Yeah, yeah, we're priming your body for it. Just do it afterwards.
Yeah, that'll be so fun. I'm so excited. I've been over obsessing about it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I do the same thing when I get into it. So June 1st or whatever. That's why I'm kind of like testing everything out now to like
Yep,
see how it feels. But then also too, I'm like, it, I'm gonna basically get to know how it feels. And then once I get to Costa Rica, I'm gonna have to find a gym or like figure out how to, I don't know, push a rock through the sand. I have no idea what's gonna go on. So it'll be interesting to travel and implement a training program because
true.
I feel like, excuse me, I'm gonna have to get kind of creative.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us about what made you want to go to Costa Rica. Tell us how this came to be.
Uh, yeah, I so I rent a room from the this house from a woman that I've known for a long time, and this was just like a temporary thing. I moved out of an apartment, moved in with her, and so I started thinking like, okay, if I'm paying attention to myself and choosing what Aisha present day wants, and really like, where do I want to live with intention? So I was just in the thick of like working on my shadow work and all that, and I'm like, where do I want to live? And so I started doing some research on, is there anywhere in the world that prioritizes mental health within its culture? And so Costa Rica came up, Panama came up. Pre-COVID, I was actually getting ready to go to Thailand, but I received my second DUI during that time, so that all got kind of like put on hold. So I got out of that and through that, was still kind of like messing around with it and then found out that weed is very illegal there. And I'm like, well, that's just not gonna fly. So like, looking into, I haven't even looked to see if Costa Rica, if it's even legal there, but whatever. Um, but also Thailand was so much bigger of a trip because the language is so much different. I already kind of have been getting to know my Spanish more again. And the cost of living there is like pretty minimal. So I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. Like, so it was just really driven by like mental health and the community supposedly that's out there that's into minimalist living and um just a more wholesome life, a less busy life. I was thinking about how my life was going to be different there the other day. Like, I'm not the one that's changing this time, it's my environment. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to wake up, work out, eat, do whatever it is I do, to make money. It's already what I'm doing here. I'm just going to be doing it next to the ocean. I can't wait. It's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. So I have a lot of people telling me, somebody was just telling me the other day that their friend picked up his wife and kids and like moved his entire family out there just to have a different and like better life, which is funny because it's some people can handle the minimalist stuff and some people just I think cannot. I think living in a we have so many things throughout our day that are convenient for us, and I do okay without those needing those things. So I kind of can't wait for it to just be more simple. I do better with more simple.
So nice. I can see you lighting up talking about it.
My cheeks hurt.
I love it. I'm so excited. I hope I can come out and see you.
Oh my gosh. I've been telling everybody. I feel like we gotta find like a spot where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be here for the next like couple months if you can make it or whatever, because it's actually not that expensive to fly out there either. I'm flying to two different places in 3 months, and um, so we'll fly from Phoenix to San Jose, and then so we'll be staying in Hako for the first like week or so probably, and then 90 days later, because you gotta leave the country or at least have the intention to leave. So we're gonna go to Panama in August. So it'll be Costa Rica from June to August, and then August to October will be Panama probably. I don't know.
So fun.
We'll see. I'm kind of just going by the seat of my pants. Like that's kind of the point. I'm like, I don't. People are freaking me out because they keep
No.
asking me like, "How are you gonna make money there? What are you gonna do?" And I'm like, kind of the point is I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
I,
love that. That's something it's kind of something I'm trying to embrace on a different scale this year too. Is just like yes, like just say yes, go do the thing, figure it out as you go. And so I love that
uh,
you're like living out my future desire to someday just like go. I love it.
well, it's like when you asked me to do the High Rocks thing, and I'm like, "Fuck, Dallas, whatever, whatever." I almost said no because I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna have the funds for that. I don't. And then I'm like, why are you just
Just say yeah.
you love doing it. You already have done this before for a different, just say yes. All you
Yeah.
gotta do is fly. It doesn't matter where you're at. You gotta fly out. You don't live in Dallas anyway.
Yeah.
Like what an interesting like conversation to have also too. I love that you brought that up because it's like how many times in our life do we put something down because we get too stuck in the how are we going to do it before we get there, where
Yes.
it's like just take this opportunity to do it, you know? So it was like, okay, I live with this woman. I rent a room from her house. I'm not married. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have any property. I'm the only one that I answer to in the mirror. So I'm like, for why can't I just go?
For real.
My passport's good. Why can't I do that? Because I'm afraid of making money. People move to America all the time who aren't citizens and make how, so yeah, I mean, I have 2 years to figure it out.
So fun.
I know. And I have all these like weird skills. I'm a bartender. I could be a nanny. I could teach people English. I used to work at the Four Seasons, right? They've got a Four Seasons in shoot, I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a G. Plus, I'm leaning into like I want to keep this remote thing going. So I'm like, I figured it out the other day. I think I brought it up to you, but like the online stuff, like with the coaching, it just wasn't clicking with me. But I've just recently decided and I'm gonna try and tailor some stuff before I go to start offering services for like life coaching and just helping people with mindsets and like helping people shift the way that they think because that's just pretty much what this is what we're doing here. We're
Mhm.
just planting seeds. And if I'm really like doing the work it is that we've been talking about in the last couple of episodes, it's like, you never truly learn something until you teach it to somebody else. So yeah, I mean, I want to help people where they're currently at to get to where they see themselves being or who it is they want to be,
Yeah.
figuring out who they are, remembering who they are. Um, so I think that's going to be a really good opportunity out there, and I think that another cool thing will be just like meeting people out there and offering those services because people like to be on vacation, people like to unwind, people like to word vomit on people when they're on vacation and they're comfortable. And it's like, okay, cool. I consider myself to be somebody who holds safe space for people. So I'm like, why not do that? Well,
Yeah.
we're doing that on a more objective level when we're in our podcast. But if I'm just like one on one, I guess we are actually one on one when we get on here together too. But
Yeah, I see what you mean though.
yeah,
Different when you are helping an individual with their specific circumstances and yeah, I love that. I found a new person on TikTok and I guess she's kind of been like a million different things, but I found her because she posted a TikTok and she's like on at this like French artists or she's like in the French countryside on a artist's residency.
okay.
And so they just paid basically to go out there and do their art. And she's gonna write a novel, make film, like this, the one she said she's at is just like this generic, like there's all sorts of different kinds of artists. And they just go to a beautiful place to stay near other artists and make art together. And she's like, I don't know how I got here. She's like, I just applied for it and I got in and I'm here and I'm gonna write my novel. And I'm like, that is the kind of energy we need. And she's like, how did I get here? Like, she's like, did I have some privilege? Sure, yes, blah, 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 blah. But she's like, I was delusional and that's how I got here. She's like, and I've just been like living by that this year. I'm like, I would rather be delusional than stuck. So I
Yeah, that's amazing.
yeah, it's so cool. I just love seeing other people like that to like be inspired by and stuff.
They have the girl that I'm traveling with. Hi, Rebecca. She text she texted me and she was asking me about something, and then we got into like somehow we got on the topic of like traveling and relocating there. And they actually have grants you can apply for in Spain and Panama for relocation grants because they want you to like stay within that country. And so the grants are, you apply for anywhere up to like 14,000 to $30,000 that they'll give you to work remotely. So kind of the same thing what you're talking about, where you go to a space and do that. And then there's another program, since we've been trying to be better about resources and stuff. If anybody is thinking of traveling, um, we're going to participate in what's called Workaway. And so it's like an app and people offer like jobs you can go do for them. So like some places they'll provide room and board for an exchange of like 5 hours of work that day.
Wow.
I'm all for that. Like you got to do your research and make sure it's safe, but like that's the world I want to live in. I want to be like I offer you something, you offer me something back.
Yeah.
That's really what energy exchange is that we've just put money on top of, right?
Oh my God. Yes. I was talking about that with somebody the other day. And I was like, I just want to build a network of people who exchange energy, exchange our services, exchange our talents. Like, yeah, that's just so cool.
It's hard to, yeah, and it's hard to like think. I asked somebody the other day, this is a fun question. Like, can you hold the thought that everything that exists currently could and would still exist without money? Every time I think about that, I'm like, wait, 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 wait. Because the things that we invent and build and whatever, even if that piece of paper didn't exist that pays for it, we could all still create it if we wanted to. It just sucks that we have to like stand behind all kinds of pieces of paper, right? Like being a doctor, being a fitness instructor, being anything that's outside of, like I'll just call it like a superficial job. You're not working at the grocery store type deal, right? You gotta have like some kind of paper with it. I just
Yeah.
think that's really interesting that money acts like that as well.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um,
That's
but I remember that.
capitalism at its finest, right?
Well, yeah, and then that privilege that you're talking about too. I've been looking around in my life, and I'm just like, okay, my life might be a mess and I'm not a millionaire, but I'm a very privileged individual. I live in Scottsdale. I make enough money to put gas in my car to go to work, eat good food, support myself enough to be able to figure out how to go to Costa Rica. You know what I mean? Like, I have just been becoming more aware of the constraints that I do not have, that a lot of other people do. And I genuinely, I hear this, I remind myself of this all the time. Like, there's somebody out there who has it worse than I do, and they're doing it better.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, what have I been taking for granted today? Oh, yikes, you know? So you like start just seeing things a lot differently. And, you know, like I said, my life is still a mess, but it is my birthday. So we're going to put all that over there. And I wrote what's called an invocation today for my birthday. So I was going to read that to everybody. It's kind of a cool poem, but it's just about like another return around the sun. Are you ready for it?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Okay. It's called A Return to the Seeker of the Self. Oh, and also it's a portal, right? So for those of you who get into like numerology, I am sitting inside of a 777 portal. So April 25th, 2 plus 5 is 7. My age is 34, so 3 plus 4 is 7. And oh yeah, the path of 7. So I've got all three of those things in the way right now. It's kind of cool. But okay, here goes. I call all of me forward now, the self I softened to survive, the self I sharpened to be seen, and the self I buried under kindness so no one would think I was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, I'm divine. Today I stand in the temple of my own time, not behind, not ahead, but within. I do not belong to my parents' silence. I do not belong to the ones who offered truth from a safe distance, but never stepped into the flame with me. I belong to the ache that turned into art, to the grief that became a gateway, to the voice that would rather tremble with truth than stay silent for comfort. I'm not a mistake in the mirror. I am the mirror becoming. Let this year of 7 be the year I no longer earn my right to exist. Let it be the year I speak not to prove, but to pulse. Let it be the year my inner child stops whispering and starts singing. I am not behind. I am not too much. I am not unfinished. I am not late. I am the echo of something ancient. And today, I do not celebrate my age. I celebrate my arrival. I do not seek, I resonate. I do not fear the void. I remember it. I no longer need signs because I am the signal. And so it is. That's it.
Love.
Thanks for letting me read that. That was great.
I like the part that resonated with me the most is when you said, I don't, something about the void, you remember it. Like I
Mm,
don't blank the void, I remember it.
I do not fear the void. I remember it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, this is all just a big, life is just, we're all just remembering who we came here to be. That's kind of the theme of the last couple of episodes where it's like inner child stuff and getting to know your patterns. And, that's a really good segue to like let everybody know too. This is episode number 10. And we're gonna close this like first season out with this episode too. So when Lindsay comes to visit, that's gonna be episode 1 of season 2. I can't wait. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so cool. I can't wait to show you all the little spots. I was just like fantasizing the other day about like where I'm gonna take you, and I can't wait because it doesn't matter because you don't know any better.
Yes, we're gonna get a lot of good content for everyone to see, and maybe we can edit the podcast to have some cool clips from the rest of our trip too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I can't wait.
Right.
It's gonna be really
Yeah.
cool.
Can make like a
You know what I'm really excited for though? is to work out with you. I'm like, I'm so nervous all at the same time.
I'm nervous too. Oh my gosh. I work so much harder when I'm working out with another,
Me too. That's why I'm scared.
yeah, like another female too, who I know, like you have strengths stronger than me in some places, and then I have strengths stronger than you in places. So like I see you as almost like an equal. So then I'm even like more intense. I told my boyfriend that I was like, I'm excited to compete in this high rocks with Drew as my partner because when me and her used to run together, like we would push. And I've never been so fast at running because I'm like, God, I want to give up, but she's still going. Little do I know she's thinking the same thing. And so we
Yep.
keep pushing. And he's like, well, why don't you do that with me? I'm like, it's different because like I know you're a lot faster than me, so it's not the same thing. Like when you're like so close to somebody
Close.
else,
Uh-huh.
it's like, oh,
It's
oh,
exactly actually like what you need. So I think I brought up Tia Claire Toomey and Matt Fraser to you the other day, like look them up. So during COVID for the CrossFit Games, like usually they have like hundreds of contestants, right? I can't remember how many they narrowed it down to for the CrossFit Games because everybody had to be like separated and whatever. So they actually competed without a crowd. And Matt Fraser and Tia Claire Toomey, they became they were competing against other competitors, but they're separated by gender. So they started working out together. So the two people who take first place, I think Matt Fraser's got like six strongest man on earth through CrossFit, and Tia's got the same. And so you take those two people and you start working together and giving each other like the things. Like it's so smart to watch people like you are and get on there and like watching YouTube videos.
I'm obsessed.
I'm about to get on and do some research and just be like, statistically, statistically out of the 8 movements we're going to be doing, what is the most uh what are people the worst at, or what do people do the worst at? Because I want to become the best at whatever that thing is, because that's going to put me ahead when I get done with it, to buy me time to like recover when I move on to the next thing, right? Like I
Yeah.
fucking love at competing strategies. I love looking at it where it's like when I was telling you, like when you asked me like what's the training going to look like, and I'm like, it's gonna look awful because that's how I trained everybody for the Spartan race. Somebody was like, we only have to. There was one time we went out for like it was like an 8 to 10 mile day or something, right? But also out in the Phoenix Mountain Preserve. So I was like, mountains, whatever. And they're like, isn't the race only 6.2? And I go, and it's like, well, why are we running 8? And I'm like, because when we get out there, it's gonna make 6 seem like nothing. So like that's how I train. I take
Yeah.
whatever whatever these movements are and whatever I get through for the rest of tomorrow, I'm going to look at that, see how I did, pick it apart, and then I'm going to plan that 6 months based on like what that is and what I'm worst at. And I'm just going to hammer those things out because also, if you think about it, if you're getting better at the things that you're the worst at, the things you're already really good at are going to improve no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. What I've learned so far is it's like a runner's race. Like the people who are the best, most efficient, and fast runners while keeping their heart rate low
Yep.
are the winners. Like it's so much of that. And then if you're like average on everything else, like it doesn't even matter. Obviously, like
So
average
you mean
is,
the run itself, that one
yes,
kilometer?
those 1 kilometer runs is what I've learned so far is like if you gas yourself on those or you don't push as hard as you could on those, like that's where you're gonna fall behind. But if you can be running super fast while keeping your heart rate at like a RPE of like 5 or so, go into the stations, get your heart rate up to a 7 or 8 RPE, and then be able to get her back down to 5 while you're running or so, and like being able to repeat that. I think this is it's like obviously speed and strength is going to come into play, but I think this is like a heart rate game. Like I think this is how who can get their heart rate from right below red line back down quickest while running,
Yeah.
because then you're
So
not
you're
gas.
almost using the run as a recovery,
Yeah.
but you gotta so what you were just talking about, I felt that today when I slipped under 6 minutes, like went into 7 for the one round. I'm like, oh man, because I'm like, okay, don't run as fast, don't gas yourself out, like take your time. But then I was like taking my time, and I'm like, golly, this is taking forever.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not about to be running half a mile for. I'm not gonna hit 8 minutes doing that. As comfortable as that is, I'm not.
No, yeah, and that's what I think we need to put into our training, and we can talk about all of this like on our own time too, but what I think we need to put into the training is so many like easy runs and just get faster and faster at easy runs
Yeah.
to make them not like the average person's easy run. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna do a lot of for as long as I can, I guess. For me, I keep forgetting that I'm leaving and I'm gonna have to like revamp everything anyways. But if you can get to a track of some sort, I would go run on a track because a lot of like the pacing and stuff that we're talking about is getting your body familiar with that distance. So you can also like pick it up the way that you need to. Or typically when people run, they slow down towards the end of the distance, right? I've always trained and been conditioned to run each portion of whatever the distance is faster than the last portion. So I'll break it up. So like right now I was breaking it up. If it was 0.62 miles. So every quarter mile I was picking it up, right? Because I want to be faster than you when you're slowing down. I
Yeah.
want to come get you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. After this, I'm gonna go do cardio and watch more High Rocks videos on YouTube.
I know it's fun to be excited about. It's fun to like watch people and I'm like looking up the numbers and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Everybody like relax. How do we do this? How do we like plug it in?
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be so good.
I'm trying not to get too excited about the training and like overdo it before our training even starts. I'm like, I want to go test everything right now. Like, I want to go like run my 8 miles to like get my heart rate zone down. Like, I'm literally like, I'm like, Lindsay, you can't overdo it, girl. Because then
I
you're not
think
gonna get.
though, before we start training in June though, I think doing a dry run just to see how it feels and where you're at. That way, like, I don't know, at least for me, I have a starting point of like data and then I get to like tailor it as I go. Um, but yeah, I got through the first 4 runs, so that's half. I got through half today and it took me an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What was I just saying?
Podium placers, podium placers are finishing in,
Well, I sent you
I
the
think,
record.
oh, you did?
I sent you the record for, I think I did. I sent it to a couple people, but the world record for um I want to say it's like 19 to 29 years old. Doubles doubles for women was 55 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. I really want to break an hour, but even like the elite
I
level
saw
athletes,
59 for podium.
yeah. So I really want to get if we could, even if I didn't win, because like freaking who knows, Lucy Davis could pull up at Dallas again. She's been there before. She could be there. She could be racing us with her sister,
Yeah. Yeah.
whoever, I don't know. Even if I don't win, I want to if I could beat 60 minutes, I would feel like a boss. People would know who we are. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm so fired up about this because I'm like, I already have a first place fucking medal in my room that I look at on the daily right now. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I've always wanted to, I mean, it's my favorite place to be. It's my favorite place to perform. It's my like, let's fucking go. Like, you want to see what tough is? I will show you.
Yeah. And
And like the work and like putting it in and like doing it. I'm like, oh my God.
I love it. I've always wanted to be like I always was like a good athlete. Like I was always athletic, but I didn't
Yes.
like the I've talked about it on here. Like I just never could stick to sports. And so it's really fun to have something to go compete in and feel really like excited about it. Like you used to as a kid going to play for, championship soccer or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's so fun. And I think, I don't know, I've just been dreaming about like, what if I was like like a pro athlete? I'm like, gosh, I could have been such a good pro athlete if I got started sooner, but it's not too late.
It's not too late. I just like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, had like an epiphany of like why can't I get paid to be a an athlete right now? It is
I don't know.
totally possible.
Yeah.
It's just you got to show up and you have to make an impact, or you have to keep showing up until you make an impact. But I'm all about that, like go big or go home type thing. Like if I can make an impact one time or like get sponsored, which I know is possible, like if we're working on gassing ourselves up, people don't approach me at the gym the way that they approach me if I'm not going to make an impact where everywhere I go,
Yep. Yeah.
especially through working out and doing what it is that you and I do. Because yeah, Lindsay, you got it. You got exactly what we're talking about. Where it's so cool, and I can't wait to work out with you. I can't wait to like do this with you, and I'm also blown away at how much deeper our relationship is becoming with each other just through the podcast and now this like training. We get to literally relate to something
Yeah.
that's a big deal to both of us. That is very, I cherish that. That's very, very special to me. So
I know it's so exciting.
yeah, yeah. And I'm like, I was excited being in the thread when I sent those three like excited faces, but the William Dafoe one, like that's gonna be me for like, well, most of the time too. We'll get 4 months into training and then I'll start throwing tantrums.
Yeah, yeah. Right now I'm like, woo! And I know there's gonna be days where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
How much does it even cost to sign up for this thing?
Less, I think Drew said it was like $130 or something.
Oh, good. All right. I was worried it was going to be like over two,
No.
but you know, I can't imagine it costs that much to fly there. Then we got to get a hotel.
Yeah, but we can all split the hotel. I'm not worried about
That's
it.
fair. I
I
didn't even
just
think
want to
about that.
catch a good flight time because that'll be like I feel like that'll be the
Well,
biggest cost.
we could talk about that too. I want to get there a day before.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I
That's
want to,
like weird.
yeah. That's
Like, calm down, lady. Calm down.
whew. I'm not even thinking about that yet. I'm just so excited about the training. So
What are you going to do at the gym today?
I don't know. I really want to just like, I kind of want to go try and do 60 minutes of zone two cardio.
Ugh.
I want to prove to myself 60 minutes. That's 60 minutes. This is what it feels like to try and keep your heart rate down. But I might do like different machines. I used to do this a lot. I would do 20-minute stair stepper, 20-minute bike, 20-minute run, and
Oh,
just
that's good.
try to keep it light, but at least you switch a little bit so you
Yeah.
don't go like brain dead. So I might just do that. I'm just really in the mood to like breathe really heavy and sweat.
You should try Echo Bike. No, hold on. Row. So on the rower
I
for
should
like 400 meters. And then you get on the Echo Bike to 13 calories and keep it at a cadence of like, if you have an Echo Bike, but 13 calories and keep it at a cadence of 55 or above, and then get off and do like a run if you can get on like an air runner or something. That's pretty cool. I like to throw in thrusters in the front of that too. So you could do like 10 thrusters, get on the rower, 400 meters, get on the Echo Bike, 13 calories, and then I guess just running the kilometer at the end of that would be a good challenge too. Yeah, anyway, I like stringing things together like that. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hope you get some content. I was not good at getting content for it today because it's hard to set up those 8 movements so that you can just move on to the next one. And the gym that I work at it used to be a grocery store, so it's enormous. So like trying to set everything up to just move on. It's just that's part of why it took me so long today too, because I'm running around at different parts of the gym. But
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to all kind of look for a place to do a simulation, a couple times throughout the training, to get it as close as we can. I think I'm gonna fly to Austin in August to do a trial run with Drew.
cool.
So that'll probably be I'm assuming our first true simulation.
Yeah. That's
But
gonna be hard to set up.
not if we find a gym in Austin that's like meant for this stuff, I feel like.
Well, for me, I, I, there's CrossFit gyms and everything in Costa Rica. I already looked into it, but yeah, that was a big thing for the Spartan race that I Everybody's like, how did you do? How did you feel that you did? And I'm like, honestly, I performed how I wanted to. The only thing that I could have been better at was being more familiar with the actual trail. And without getting out there and doing it, like the simulated run, there's no way for me to know how it's going to go because I don't know what to like anticipate. And for the Spartan race, they let you out on the trail a day or two before, but it's an extra like $175, and I'm not paying that. So,
Yeah.
so it's like, oh, I'd rather, yeah, it's tough getting that, simulating it like that. But I think I would imagine that because it's inside, it's pretty smooth, or they would have to have it be pretty smooth. They could just move on to the next thing.
Yeah, you'll have to, I think the video I sent you guys together had some clips of the actual thing.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
Those,
yeah, yeah.
those have to, it's like so hard to explain, but if you just watch a video or two, you'll get it.
I'll watch it, yeah.
And I would really like focus on all the rules and stuff because there's a lot of places you can be penalized. So,
Interesting.
like a 3-minute penalty added onto your time.
3 minutes? That's a long time.
You ain't winning if you,
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
and then you can also get penalized meters. So you'll have to do an extra 10 meters at the end before you can move on.
Just it just depends on what the
If
rules
you
are.
drop the sandbag or if you do lunge and your knee doesn't touch the floor.
Oh, they want you to touch, huh? That's
If
weird.
you don't do full squats on, like if you don't hit 90 on the ball, the wall balls, sled push, you have to stay inside the lines and everything. And then
That's hard.
with the partners too, like your partner has to be in a very particular place to you.
And
Very
then, so for the partner, do both people go at the same time?
both partners have to run all of it and you have to run side by side. You can't be different from each other. You have to run together.
You have to do the same event at the same time.
And then when you get to the event, you can split however you want. There's no rules about how you split the stations, but the switching, when you guys switch, they have rules for how you switch. For like the walking lunges, you can't put the bag down and have them pick it up. You have to pass it back to back. And you have to pass it backwards and then walk behind them and then they continue moving forward. You can't pass it ahead. Like there's
Right.
like so many rules. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Very strategic. That doesn't make me want to have a partner, I'll tell you that much.
I was gonna say, you know what she's getting into? I'm like, I feel like Aisha does not want a partner. Like, you're gonna want to be able to go to town. I think you should do it. Personally, I think you should do it by yourself.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign up for that one because I it's just how I am. I
Yeah,
want to do one by myself first, and then maybe after I win, then I'll do one with somebody else.
that's what
Like,
I was thinking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's interesting though. I mean, do I do that or do I challenge myself and be a good teammate and try to be I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yeah,
Cool. Can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I know, me too. I'm
And
like,
High Rocks is like all the rage right now. It only came to the US in 2024-2025 season, or 2023-2024 season.
so we're gonna do the third season that's ever been.
In the US, yeah.
Yeah, or in the US, yeah.
It's been in like European countries and Australia before us, I think, but only since 2017.
No way. That's not that long at
I
all.
know we're getting right in there.
I have people at like when you texted me, I'm like, man, now why is this coming up? I've had three different people in the last probably like 3 or 4 months ask me if I participate in these a- exact events. And so I'm like, no, but I hear you loud and clear, universe. I'm doing
Yeah.
it, okay? Holy crap. No, I'm really, really, really excited. And yeah, if you guys have questions for those of you who are listening, like um throw some questions our way, or we're gonna be talking about it a lot. And like I'm a trainer that all my clients know when I'm training for something because their workouts get a little more intense as well. They're like, oh man, you're training for something again, aren't you? And I'm like, can you tell? How can you tell? But I love that though, because it also I love that my own training I've just tailored it so that my clients also train kind of that way because it just makes it, I just am a diverse person when it comes to training and doing all that. I'm not conventional at all about it. And it's kind of one of my favorite, that's a useless skill, I guess, that I'm proud of, to circle back to those questions earlier, is that I just, unless it's a very specific program, my clients, we do functional fitness to strengthen certain body parts, but we don't really hit the same movements, rarely ever, unless it's for something like specific. And it's been cool to like listen to people feel stronger, or I have had clients who've had really big falls and they're like, had we not been learning the functional fitness we've been doing, I think I would have died. And
Wow.
I'm like, it like some of the falls that these people have had, I mean, they're also like 60 and older. And so when they've had like a tumble or they fall, they're like, I'm just thankful that some of them literally have been learning how to fall. And
No,
I'm like,
so
I know this seems silly, but like it's important.
yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm excited. I'm excited to grow my knowledge in the metabolic conditioning realm, and I'm excited to be able to have a whole new workbook of exercises I can help people with and train for. And I feel like this type of training, I've already learned a lot about just training people for running in general. I've already learned so much about that in the couple days I've been obsessing. So yeah, I'm super excited to take this opportunity as a challenge for myself, a really cool networking opportunity for us to go meet
yes.
other athletes and other people who are into fitness. And then also, like I said, just to build out like my professional education for the people I help in the future. That is what it's all about. Like me and you helping people with what we love so that when we go do what we love, it benefits the people that we help. Like that's that's all I need in life.
The metabolic training too, it's it's just mental at that point. Like I will even out loud when I'm really struggling, I'll even say out loud, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I'm still moving. I'm not failing. My muscle, like I've pushed myself to actual failure maybe twice. Like where my muscles literally stop working. And if I'm not getting to that point, I'm not tired. My
Yeah.
brain's just trying to trick me. I'm not tired. Like my body's still got it. And I was wondering about that because today, even in that hour that I did, I had cold pressed like watermelon juice and a banana. So when I'm training, like I eat while I'm working out to like replenish while I'm doing it. So I'm like, I wonder, I wonder how I don't, because it takes about an hour to finish.
If you're
I'm
good.
like, yeah, if you're good. Um, I'm like, Jesus, the amount of food we're gonna have to eat before, because I'm not gonna eat during. I'll eat while I'm training, but I'm just like, damn, I'm gonna have to put some weight on too before all that because I'm gonna need the calories to be able to get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need you to do some lifting movements too.
That I like it. I can get over that.
Okay.
We did what do we do? We did eccentric squats the other day. So down for 3, hold for 2, shoot up. Um, and the weight was set to 4 to 6 reps. So I was at, man, and I almost didn't make the last set. We did 4 sets and I was at 135. And the first set, I think I got four reps. Second set, I did 6 and almost passed out. And then third set, I'm like, yeah, I'm not, whatever. I did 4. And then the third set, I'm like, or the fourth set, I'm like, it's the last set. Just do 6. Just do the 6. And I don't get to squat heavy like that ever because it scares me. So I had somebody spotting me because I was also training them at the same time. So they were like, I'm like, do you know how to spot somebody? They're like, no, not really. I'm like, okay. And I like, it's gonna be fine. I could do it. I almost didn't though, and I barely made 90 for the last set, but I can do it. I just have to get into a mindset of it and just pay attention. I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to the form and getting it and executing like the movement that I think it just is an overload for me mentally sometimes to sit and lift like that.
Mm, I love it. It's my cup of tea.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fun time working out together.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
It's gonna be so cool. Okay, well, speaking of which, I think I'm gonna let you get to your workout and more diving into this high rocks and hopefully, everybody will start to get as excited as we are or just totally bored at
No
the only thing
way.
we're talking about.
No way. People are gonna love it. They're gonna want to. I know everyone's gonna want to watch our journey.
Well, then they can watch our journey on YouTube. The TikTok exists. I got one video up there, but we're on TikTok and then Instagram as well. So just a reminder for everybody to go follow us on there. And then also, please, 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 please share if you can and if you remember. And stay tuned because we're taking, well, we can edit this part out, but we're taking next week. We're not recording one next week, right? We're going to wait till you get here because we're planning on what we're going to do for when you do get here. So, um,
Yeah,
we got a
just
few things happening before going to Costa Rica and before you get here, and we're just kind of like moving along. So, thank you again to everybody who is following. I think we're up over 200 hours total of consumption time through how much everybody is listening. So, when you think about that, we talk about energy exchange. Over 200 hours we've been floating around in people's heads. That's so cool to think about. I love that.
I love that.
So thanks to everybody. I think we have about 30 consistent followers. Like that's like followers on Spotify, like not even Instagram. The Instagram, we've got almost 150 followers. So this has been a really fun little journey, especially seeing like data and how the podcast is evolving through numbers, which is cool. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Everybody.
Stay curious, everyone.
Different, like